Okay guys, today we are unboxing the Work Louder Creator Micro 2. It's a little keyboard that I'm just going to be using for production work, and I think it's going to help out a lot. I have a Wacom tablet that has a few keyboard shortcuts on it, but it's not enough, so this is going to supplement that, and let's go. Creative tools for creative people, and I got a lot of bubblies in here. So let's take care of those. Get this out of the way. And here's the packaging. And here's the box. Work Louder. And that's the Creator Micro 2. And let's take a look. And there's the controller itself. And wow, it's heavy duty. Not really heavy, but like heavy duty. And you can hear the clicks. And this is a radial controller. So yeah. And then inside here is all the accessories. Got a USB-C cable, and this is additional keyboard accessory that I think I'm going to use on the bottom here because I want the space bar to be for the dragging. So yeah, and then there's an additional key also for another spot, so if you need that. And yeah, so I'm going to hook this up, download the software, and try it out. Alright, so I plugged in the Micro 2, and you can see that it's all lit up with LED, and there's a cap lux key over here. I replaced these two keys with this long key, and this I found out that it's a joystick, so it actually works like a joystick. And then I have this module controller here. So now I gotta go to the website and download the software. So we're here on the Work Louder website now, and we're going to take a look at the accessories or the support. So go to support, and here we have a Creator Micro 2 set up, and there's a video to watch here, and here's the download, and there's some information about Bluetooth and other settings. So I'm going to go ahead and download the software, and I'm going to install that software now. And let's take a look at it. So I'm going to enable the privacy and security settings, and then I have to quit and reopen. And of course, there's a firmware version download. Okay, so here's what's new, and now I can go to the editor, and it shows me the keyboard mapping, and then I'm going to learn more about how to set this up for the applications that I want. So a couple of things about the Micro 2 is that down here in the corner, there's a touchpad, and this controls the layers. So if you tap this, you'll be on different layers. And in the actual application, we'll take a look at that. Each layer will control different applications like Photoshop or Figma, things like that. The other thing is this joystick isn't what you think it might be. The joystick actually opens up a radial menu, and the radial menu has up to 8 different functions that you can program. So that's the customization that you can make. So what I was doing was I was on the wrong layer, and I was controlling I was controlling my MacBook, but not Photoshop. So this is key in order to get to the right layer. So we'll take a look at the layers in the application, and we'll take a look at the configuration settings. All right, so now I have the Creator 2 plugged in. I have the software installed. Here's the software, it's called Input. And you can see that a couple things. First of all, there's a profile. So by default, you have a default profile, but you can also create additional profiles. And what this means is that each profile has a set of layers. There's always 6 layers for each profile. So even though one profile can contain 6 layers, you can have multiple profiles. So each layer has all of the buttons laid out, and then you can configure all of the buttons here. And you can see you can edit the layout too. If you switch any of the buttons, you can edit that layout as well. You notice down here it says layout updated. This will change depending on what you do here. And then we have controls for the backlight on the Creator Micro 2, so how that's going to look, and then the underglow and what that's going to look like. So if you make any of these changes, it'll change the way the appearance of the actual hardware. So that's that. Click to toggle between WinMac, and then also link layer to a specific software. So you can link this to a specific piece of software that you have running. So that's helpful too. So then let's get into the layers. So layer 1 is the one that I customize. Layer 2 is empty. Layer 3 is empty. Layer 4, I'm using the Figma Mac preset. You can get presets for the Creator Micro 2 on the site. Also an Illustrator layer, and then finally a Mac layer, Photoshop layer. So any of these can be customized. You can click on a layer, and then you can click on the blank keys, and you can then make adjustments to them. So what I did was I decided, okay, so if this is going to control my Mac, then what can I do with this? And my idea was, what are the most likely keyboard shortcuts that I'm going to need on a regular basis in order to run my Mac? So looking at these shortcuts, so for example, sleep shortcuts. So you have an option for basic, which is alphanumeric characters, glyphs, modifiers, function keys. All these things, you can start with basic actions. Then you have actions, which you can select from. So you can see the actions that are pulled in for Photoshop, the ones that are pulled in for Illustrator, the ones that are pulled in for Figma. And then you have the actions. These are the actions that I created. Then you can create new actions. And then multi actions, these are the ones that I created. But essentially each key can have toggle functions, and they can do multiple things based on what you're doing. So a single click or a double click on the actual key will perform different functions. So just to give you a sense of what I've done, so if you take a look at the actions, if I click edit, so this one is just the F11 key just to show the desktop, and that is assigned to this key right here. So if I click on this, it will just show me the desktop. So that's something that I need to do quite often. So if I hit the button on the Creator Micro 2, you'll see that it just goes right to the desktop. I can just toggle that and go back. Save and exit. The next one is mission control. So if I click edit on that, control in the up arrow. So that will bring me to mission control, and I can click on that and toggle that. Now, so for this one, what I needed was a function key, and function key is not available at this time. So if you look at the drop down here, there's function keys. And if I go to the function keys, you can see the actual function keys here. But the modifier for the FN key on the keyboard is not here. And I actually had to go to the Discord channel for support for the Creator Micro 2 to confirm that. But I found an alternate way to get to the mission control with a different keyboard shortcut, control up arrow, and that allowed me to do that. I'll exit that. Something that I do quite often when I'm doing tutorials is screenshots. So here I'm using the modifier Command Shift and 4, and I can get to that really quickly just by touching one button now, and I get the modifier. So that's great. It's going to make life a lot easier for me. And that's the purpose for the Creator Micro 2, really, is to make things a lot simpler for you. One interesting thing is the copy and paste function. So copy and paste. So in multi, right here, copy and paste. So you can see that for a multiple action, you can do on tap, on double tap. on hold and tap and hold. So for this, on tap, I'm doing the copy function, and on double tap, I'm doing the paste function. So that's an example of a multi-function that's assigned to this key. So I can just copy and paste, and then with just one key on the Creative Micro 2, which is great. This key, I use paste and match, which I need all the time. Paste and match is you copy, and then when you do the paste, it's going to match the styles as you paste them in. And then down here, undo, redo, print. Again, something you do often, just do it with one button. It's great. Spotlight search, go back, and next page. And this is a force reload function. So force reload the web browser. So that's the way that I configured this. So it's really easy. One nice thing too is up here on the top is sleep. Okay, so I have the sleep function here. So if I wanted to put my computer to sleep, I just hit this one button and then the computer goes to sleep. Let's have to wake it up. Okay, so that's really easy. Just walk away from the computer, just hit one button instead of hitting the keyboard shortcut, which is Command Control Q. So if I were to edit this, you would see that Command Control Q. So customizing this is pretty simple. You can set things up the way that you want to. The Illustrator shortcuts are pretty straightforward, and the Photoshop shortcuts are pretty similar in terms of their layout, where things are. These are kind of useful for me now, but I might want to customize these further in terms of the way that I work with Illustrator or the way that I work with Photoshop. And finally, you have the joystick. So you'll see here the joystick for Photoshop. You have the lasso tool, swap colors, undo, clone stamp, heal, and then redo. So undo and redo are opposite here. So to activate this, you just push up on the joystick and then you can rotate around it. So that's pretty cool that you can assign different functions. You have up to 7 functions that you can apply, well, 8 functions with the close. So that you can apply those to whatever layer that you want. For the Illustrator, this is what that looks like. So you have bring to forward, send to back, bring all the way forward, bring to front, and send to back. So pretty cool. The knob you can control for the Mac controller, it's controlling the volume. And then for Figma, I'm not sure what's it doing there. The other nice thing you can do with the app is that, let's say, for example, that you have created this customization, you can download it, you can export it. So it exports as a JSON file. That way you can share it with somebody else who has a Creative Micro 2, or you can share it with your team so you can have everybody working on the same thing. So the presets are located here. So you can see you have some presets for all these different apps: Framer, Figma, Premiere, Photoshop, DaVinci, even Affinity. So those are new. So you can take a look at those. Those are from Mac, and then you have the Windows ones as well. And then in the setup, you just have some options for resetting. So very cool. I've been using it for a couple weeks now. It's really nice to have instant controls like here, the volume control. It's just this knob, which is great. And then being able to walk away from the computer and just hitting one button to put it to sleep. That's awesome. So really, really pleased with this, really happy with it. I'm gonna do some more customizations. And I really encourage you to take a look at it. To get to the Discord, so down here at the bottom of the Creative Micro 2 site, there is a Discord icon, so you can click on this, and if you have Discord loaded on your machine, you can get to the Work Louder Discord channel, and there you can ask questions. There's general chat, there's suggestions. So really cool environment, really cool people that are using and sharing ideas about how they use their Creator 2. So take a look at that as well. Couple things that I wish it had. First of all, the Creator Micro 2, the touchpad on the left is a little wonky. It takes a while to get used to. For example, I'll just show you here. There's a diagram about how it's changed the layers. So you have to hit the touchpad to change the layer that you're on, and touching it is okay. I mean, it's fine. It works. It's just a little wonky. I wish there was more of a knob there. There's only 6 layers, so if you had a knob with the numbers that go from 1 to 6, that would be great. That would be helpful, but that's the way that it works now. The other thing that I wish it had was that it's hard to remember what layer you're on and then what key does what. So what I did was I just took a screenshot of the interface from the input app and I loaded it into Photoshop, and then I applied some labels onto it just so that I could know which key does what. So you can see here for an example. And so I just took a screenshot and I just put some text on it, and I just printed this out so I can have this in front of me so I know which key does what. And if you make customizations, you can do that. I know that they sell the Micro 2 for Framer and for other apps that have keyboard shortcuts icons on the actual keys, and you can pop them in and pop them out and change them. So that's just one thing that, over time you'll remember what the keys are. Just takes a little time to get used to. And overall though, excellent. The pricing was pretty good. The hardware is amazing. All of the technical that went into the hardware, the lighting, the array, the plugin, it's really, really, really well crafted. And the application is pretty intuitive once you get used to it and where things are. The presets are nice, so definitely take a look at this. It could speed up your workflow and enhance it, so I think it's really great. If this video helps you even a tiny bit, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell for more updates.